Opportunity missed. That's the best way to put it. Opportunity missed. The opportunity to start the World Cup off the right way by picking up a massive win against the team I actually went to top Group B. Yeah, you heard it right. I went for Wales to top Group B. And we see that they're capable. We definitely see that they're capable. But if the USA fails to get out of this group, this match would come back to haunt them. Or maybe other matches, right? Because they will fail, in my opinion, if they fail to get out the group. Because I'm not predicting them to get out the group. This is a young bunch of players. Only one player have been on the World Cup before. And the inexperience and the immaturity showed on the day. We saw it displayed today, where they had a stronghold. When I mean a stronghold, they had a serious stronghold over this game in the first half. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this cannot be the USA I'm looking at here. The coach must have been proud of that first half performance. Greg Berhalter must have been, woo. But the second half, flat. Were they tired? Were they fatigued? Was it the inexperience, or did Wales just come out a different team than they did in the first? Because it was a game of two halves. Definitely. And Wales showed a lot of determination to come out and walk away with a point. And I think it's a massive point here because, look, we know England. Wales get a draw against England. They're capable of beating Iran. And then, if the USA fail to beat England, and you could have your own opinions because we saw what England did today. You see what I mean? And the USA might struggle against that English team. And they may struggle against Iran to break them down too. Who knows? Big opportunity miss. That's the narrative. That's the talking point. I don't want to point fingers at any particular player. But the team, when they were on top, should have actually gone on to score a second goal. You got to score that second goal. You got to put pressure on the opponent. Because Wales are committing bodies forward. And the USA, they just got penned in. And they allow Wales to get on top of the game in the second half. And Wales came back after a prolonged period of pressure. So you got to give it up to Robert Page here, man. You definitely got to give it to Robert Page. So, look, big point made here by Plasman. And I'm just about to make that point, right? Timothy Weah, 36 minutes. Very good goal. The goal came in the run of play for the USA because they were dominant. They threatened. Joe Rodon almost scored an own goal. Then Josh Sargent, who got the nod, he actually glanced the upright. And when Weah scored, it was Sargent in the build-up pass to Pulisic. The Wales defenders didn't take him down, which they should have done, and pick up a yellow. And the ball was played in behind to Weah. Beautiful finish by Tim Weah, I have to say, man. Precision. And there's a stat going around that he's the first person to score against Wales since Pele did back in 1958 when Wales were last at the World Cup. Great goal, I have to say. And it's nice to see the son of a great footballer in George Weah. His mom is Jamaican, lived in Queens, very close to where I live. Very, very close. And must be a proud moment for Timothy Weah, only 22 years old still. The USA should have stamped their dominance on the game when they had, scored that goal, get a second, and shut up shop. Get a second and shut up shop. Who is to be blamed here? Is it Greg Berhalter? Because guess what? When Wales conceded that goal, what did Robert Page do? Robert Page was proactive. He was very proactive. Let's go into the timeline, and we're going to go all the way down to when the second half started, right? Right? Look at this. Let's go. Second half. Let's go into the second half. Right away, Dan James, ineffective. We didn't even realize he was on the field. Off, Kiefer Moore on. And Kiefer Moore, the Bournemouth man, is the player that changed the game for Wales. The USA just couldn't cope with his physicality. They couldn't cope with his height. And he was pretty skillful on the day with some really good passing, some good hold-up play. And he brought Wales back in the game along with some other players as well. But it was primarily the introduction of Kiefer Moore. I don't know if the USA felt like, okay, they had the lead. They could afford to sit back and actually, slow the game down and keep Wales out. Wrong approach. Wrong approach indeed. And you got to give it up to the Wales defenders as well. They actually, came back strong in the second half. So with Wales's dominance, you got to give it to Matt Turner for that save he made from the what's his name, Ben Davies header. Really, really good save that he made there. And he also made another save late, the Brennan Johnson shot. But the USA just couldn't deal with this pressure that Wales had put on. Gareth Bale had stepped up a gear as well, where he was absent in the first half. And the USA folded because no reason Zimmerman had to make that foul in the box when Bale's back was turned to goal. You just wait. Just wait. Time to tackle or put him off and negotiate that whole difficult period. But you got to go in from behind the man. How are you going to go through the man? You're going to go through the man and expect not to be given a foul. Penalty. Luck was on Wales' side as well, but you make your own luck. They were on top of the game. They were on top. But let's take a look at some of the the substitutions here. Just look. You're 1-0 up in the game. You're 1-0 up, right? Weston McKennie, he was struggling with some injury, right? You take him off, you bring on Brendan Aronson. And that's 66 minutes, right? Think about it. Just let's scroll up and I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you. You take off Sargent, you bring on Hadji Wright. Why? Why? Aren't you supposed to be trying to keep a lead? Just think about it. Think about what I'm saying. I know Dest was struggling defensively. He got taken off. Yedlin came on. Musa was struggling with injury. Kellen Acosta came on and played well. But these players like Kellen Acosta and the more defensive type players should have been in the game when you realize that you're losing control, to just rein the game back in. But look at what Wales did. Nico Williams, he had a good game, struggled sometimes. Brennan Johnson on. You see that? That was only the second sub. Let's scroll down. You're going to see for yourself. You're going to see for yourself. That was their second substitution. You see what I'm saying? So I think Robert Page tactics in the second half was actually better than Greg Berhalter. But you do earn your money when you're down and you bounce back. When you're ahead and you allow the lead to slip, it doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good. And you have to question some of these changes by Greg Berhalter. Really have to question him. And you got to give Robert Page a lot of credit for injecting some attacking force into the match to put the pressure on the USA. The penalty, it was a penalty. I know the referee might be criticized for not giving certain fouls or giving yellows to this player, not that player. But he didn't do a great job. But he was okay. You see what I mean? He was okay. I just think sometimes The U.S. players are a bunch of crybabies sometimes, in my opinion. You see what I mean? You want to sit on the floor and cry foul and cry for the referee to blow the whistle to stop things. You see what I'm saying? You can't approach the game like that. You can't, because you didn't stop it for him. Oh, you stopped it for him. Stop it for me. Stop the game for me. Get up and carry on. And they have to be tougher mentally and physically if they're going to come out of this group. This ain't no baby tournament. You see what I'm saying? This ain't no Gold Cup. This ain't no CONCACAF Nations League. This is the World Cup you're talking about. This is World Cup football. This is World Cup. And as Adows is saying, another 10 minutes, maybe Wales would have won the game. This Welsh team is very, very difficult to beat, especially at tournaments. I spoke about this in my build-up play, in my build-up play, right? My preview video, right? I spoke about Wales doing well at the first World Cup they made, 1958, Euro 16, semis, Euro 2020, round of 16. They love tournaments. They love to do things the hard way as well. They're not a glamorous outfit. There's a lot of players on the team you might not know. But when you have inspiration like Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, I think, had a great second half. Ramsey was pulling out the tricks. Nico Williams looked bright. They played some smart football, I got to say. Hennessy wasn't tested enough. Really wasn't tested enough. And I'll show you proof. I want to show you proof. I want to talk, but I want to show you proof, right? Tim Weah, Jordan Morris came on. Yeah, when you want to get a goal back, that's what you do, right? That's what you do. Sauber Thomas came on, a midfielder for Harry Wilson, and Joe Morrell for Ethan Ampadu. So like for like. Like for like. Wales had already had the weapons on the field to win the game. They had them. They didn't put on more strikers. Check their lineups. They didn't put on more strikers, right? They didn't. They didn't have a lot of options, but they put on like-for-like players. They were positive in their approach. But the USA, look, maybe some more defensive cover could have been brought in and protect that lead a bit earlier. You see what I'm saying? They allow Wales to get too much control over this game. And they look very, very helpless and desperate trying to claw back a winner. Don't get me wrong. This U.S. team looked good on the day. Overall, I could say they looked good. They should have won the game. It was a satisfactory performance. First half, magnificent. Second half, lackluster, in my opinion. Poor game management. Greg Berhalter did give Wales a lot of credit in the brief post-match interview I saw that he gave. But the players need to be a bit more ruthless, is the word I'm looking for. That's what they need to be, a bit more ruthless. You see what I mean? Stop the crybaby activity and be ruthless. Look, give it up to Tyler Adams, you know. He's the captain of the team. He works very hard. When he loses the ball, he wins it back. He breaks up a lot of play. But he can't do all the midfield work by himself. You're going to need some help. Yunus Musa had a solid game as well. Weston McKennie, you know. But they got to do better going forward. And the stage is actually set up. Black Friday. Black Friday. It's very symbolic. The USA could crash out. You see what I mean? Because let me tell you, or they could be on their way out. If they don't win that game against England, then it's a pressure match against Iran And they're only meeting at the World Cup. Iran won that game. I could remember watching that back in 1998. USA have themselves to blame. They should have been on 3 points right now. 3 points. Let's take a look at the starting 11 really quick. But look, the stats. 6 shots at goal, 1 on target. Most of those, pretty sure was in the first half. Not testing Hennessy enough. Not at all. Boss possession, passed the ball better, looked the better team in the first half. But Wales, you could say, perfect summary, they shithoused themselves to a point. They did the dirty stuff. The long balls to Kiefer Moore, the diagonal switches. Even though a lot of, they were kicking the ball out of play a lot, misplacing their passes, but they were a better team in the second half, which is most important. 7 shots, 3 on target. Matt Turner had to make a few good saves. And I think they pick up a well-deserved point for the hard work that they put out in the match. The 11s. Let's take a look at the 11s, man. Matt Turner in goal. Did a good job, in my opinion. Almost saved the penalty as well. Almost got beaten late. If it wasn't for Kellen Acosta fouling Bale, I think we would have seen a long-range stunner at the World Cup. But give it up to Kellen Acosta because, look, I've been giving Kellen Acosta a lot of praises, man. A lot of praises, right? And I've seen some people come in the comments and they say, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about the USA football. How are you going to big up Kellen Acosta? Kellen Acosta, this, Kellen Acosta, that. I'm telling you guys, I want to see more of Kellen Acosta for the USA. Because with Kellen Acosta and Tyler Adams in the midfield at the same time, they'll be tough to beat. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you. Remember, I said it here first. Other people might say he's not good enough or whatever. But if he's not good enough, why is he there? Why was he actually picked? Why is he actually picked? This is a player I like. I saw what he did for the USA at the Gold Cup, and I was like, wow. Wow, that's the man right there. He is the man. He is one of the true enforcers of this team. But guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you haven't yet done so. Appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been showing the channel for the 2022 World Cup. This is my second World Cup on the channel. The last time around, it was weird though. It was fun. I wasn't doing a lot of live streams. Live streaming have become more of a thing. I was doing a lot of those videos in the back of the yard, but it's cold. I can't be out there right now. But it was fun. It was definitely fun. So, look. Let's talk about the 11 again. Let's go. Dest. Could be better defensively. He might not play the next game. He's on a yellow as well. Tim Ream and Zimmerman. I don't know if this is the right combination. It didn't look too bad, but Zimmerman with the foul there on Bale to give away the penalty. What if, let's just say what if he didn't commit that foul? I'm not saying Wales would not have found another route to goal, but you give up a penalty, man. Anthony Robinson looked really good on the day. Tyler Adams, Musa looked bright. Weston McKennie, I think, could give a bit more. He might be injured. Tim Weah. Sargent, he played his role in the goal. He looked dangerous. I'm not the biggest fan of Sargent. Might see Hadji right in the next game. And Christian Pulisic, criticized a bit. I heard the pundits criticizing him for his set piece deliveries, not on the money. Pulisic with the assists. I think he did a lot in the game. He did a lot of things, good things, and he was targeted, was banged up a bit. But he got to get up and be a little tougher than that. He's too much of a crybaby for me. Stop being a crybaby, bro. You're going to get targeted, get up and, rough it out, tough it out. Are they going to target you more? So it's an opportunity miss for the USA. That's how the best way I could summarize this. Very gritty Welsh team. Ramsey, I think, looked good in the second half. The defense looks solid. They made some very good decisions in the back there, even though they were picked apart a couple of times in the first half. They were really off the boil. I don't know if they were getting up to pace with the USA and their speed and their style of play, but they did. They did in the second half. They really, got up to speed with the game and the occasion, and they played well. They played very, very well. They were in your face, and they got back in the game. Well done collectively by Wales in the second half. Dan James, his role might be you got to rethink his inclusion for the next match. Kiefer Moore would definitely be in there. And Wales play Iran in their next game. So imagine Wales pick up a win. I'm not completely writing off Iran because they could be dangerous. We saw that they had a few moments against England. But I don't know if Iran's beating Wales. You see what I mean? I fancy Wales beating Iran. And that will give them 4 points on Friday. And if the USA lose on Friday, they go into the last game with Iran basically out. Wales only needing a point against England. And England might actually rotate and pick up a point from that game, win the group on 7 points, and Wales come in second. Or what if England rotate or miss some key players and Wales defeat them and top the group? Well, I'm going for Wales to top this group, so, it will be somewhat of a feather in my cap if it does happen. But look, guys, we have a little bit of time. What are you guys saying in the chat right about now? Big up to Super Strike, who's saying, unfortunate result for the USA. Tie is better than a loss, at least. Yes. You have to look at the positives and say, hey, man, at least we didn't lose. Because I do live in the USA. I have a US passport. You know what I'm saying? Definitely do. And I want the team to do well, but I just give my, honest assessment and opinion and prediction on the team. I did predict them to lose the game. So at least we didn't lose. But it's kind of weird watching the game on Fox Sports to just hear the biasness towards the USA. Commentators biased, pundits biased, so you don't get like at least Tim what's his name? What's his name again? Clint Dempsey is, I think, he's not that biased. He said it was a penalty. He gave a good assessment. But a lot of them, man, they commentate the match with so much emotion. Every time the USA touch the ball, it's like you think they're going to score. You really think they're going to score. And it's like, it makes you so anxious. You know what I mean? So Super Strike again is saying Wales versus Iran is interesting matchup. I agree that I can see Wales winning that game. Big up to Sebastian in the house. Big up to Paul Romero. If Iran plays like today, they're going to lose both games. So Love Preet. No, India won't qualify. They're going to have to do something special. But who knows? I'll probably make a video on that, though. I'll probably make a video, Love Preet. I did make one for the 2022 World Cup, and of course, they didn't qualify. So, yeah. So Super Strike is saying I'm Canadian, so I have no dog in that fight. I'd like to see all CONCACAF teams do well, though. Yeah. Fox Sports overhyped USA, and when Wales scored, it was complete silence after. That's exactly what I'm telling you. But it's a good thing that it was a clear penalty, and no one could say that the USA were cheated by a Qatari referee and so on and so forth. So Matt's channel is saying USA had control of the first half. Wales fought back well. Morris being subbed in instead of Reina was wrong. And the guys was asking, where's Reina? How Reina wasn't put in? And look, Greg Berhalter, sometimes you question what he's thinking. The man is very unpredictable. He's very unpredictable. Could never figure out his next move. You know what I'm saying? And not like I'm saying he's a great strategist. You just can't figure out what dumb shit he's gonna do next. You see what I mean? So look, I just don't get Greg Berhalter, man. I don't get him, and I don't get his infatuation with like players like Jordan Morris and guys like Josh Sargent and a few other players. He just loves certain type of players, and look, he's had some success, but that's in the CONCACAF region. Are you gonna have similar success, right, at the grand stage? Think about it. It's the grand stage we're talking about. The grand stage. You see what I mean? A rethink is needed for the next game. Indeed, a big rethink. A big rethink. Let me read some more of your comments, man. So let me see. Big up to Marcel in the house. The USA bottled it. Of course they did. Of course. FSA tennis saying Saudi underrated. Yeah. They're underrated, but come on. What's your thoughts on Saudi Arabia versus Argentina? You know, Marcel saying that the World Cup is heating up. What else we got here in terms of comments, man? If I haven't read any of your comments yet, you could drop the comments again. You know, big up to King Huddle in the house. Appreciate you in here. Angel, big up to you as well. Who else we got in here, man? Kyle Muckian, Cuthbert McVeigh in the house. Garrett Bale went to play in the MLS to prepare for this moment. Oh man, good theory. Let me see. Better saying our starting 11 was superb. The first half, especially Pulisic, Ream, Robinson, Weah, and Dest. But where were they in the second half, man? 80 boots. Speaking of 10 minutes, what's going on with the injury time? I know the thing. What's going on with the injury time is that FIFA want to make sure that 90 minutes have been played, right? Because think about it, right? If it comes down to goal difference, you would say, hey, man, we should have had more extra time in this game and we could have scored more goals. You see? So I think FIFA are protecting themselves from that type of criticism. And they just, okay, for example, in the game England-Iran, England were already up by so many goals, right? Usually you find if you're watching a club match, you say, hey, yeah, that's it. That's enough, man. You guys are beat them up. You guys are beat up on them too much. Yeah, blow the whistle. End the game. But that's different. And even in a club game, it should not be done. So big up to KJK for dropping 729 Qatari dollars. I don't know how much it actually equates to in US dollars, but thank you nevertheless. He says, hey, I'm from Qatar. Hope everyone is enjoying the World Cup. We are, man. We definitely are. But yeah, I don't know the conversion with the Qatari money at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need some help with that. Let me see. One Qatari to US Real. One Qatar Real to US is actually 27 cents. So this is a nice little super chat. So what? 750? Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. You know, so it's $2, man. Thanks a lot. Big up for the $2 super chat. 729, a little under $2, but appreciate it, man. But aren't you guys in Qatar supposed to be rich? Make it rain. Make it rain right now. So what else we got here? Double E. Wales fought like their life depended on not losing. Indeed, because look, you lose the first match of the World Cup. It's an uphill battle, and you don't want to have to claw your way back from a loss. You're deflated. It's going to take a lot of tapping in to actually bounce back. You see? Think about what Qatar are dealing with right now. Think about what Iran are dealing with. Senegal, they have a mountain to climb. So getting a point is like, oh, okay, we got a point here. We got a point. Let's let's think about the next game. We want 3. Or even if Iran, if Wales, I should say, get a point in the next game, it's still not a bad result, because they might back themselves to beat England. You get it? The World Cup is going to get more and more interesting, and I'm going to be here daily to talk to you about it. Daily. I'll be attempting to do it at least, because look, the way my schedule works, right? I get off of work at 1. So the goal is to get home. Whatever games were played, the 3 matches were played in the morning, I'm going to attempt to come home and do like a half-hour live session maybe, because I might want to actually record a video as well. I'm doing these videos, but I think by then I should be wrapped up with the first set of videos, right? For the first round previews. The second round previews are going to be a lot different, guys. Nothing like the first set of previews. So for those of you guys who have watched the previews, supported the thing, thank you very much, man. I enjoy doing them. I have one to work on right now. I'm not looking forward to it, but it'll be a good one. Mexico, Poland, that'll be out sometime tonight. And later, I'm planning on going live for the France, Australia, so we could get that out. You see what I mean? And then I have to work on 2 more, and then I might actually do 2 live streams tomorrow for 2 of the other games on Wednesday, so that I could get the first set of games out. It's going to be very difficult, but I'm working, man. I'm working. It's so much to do, but I'll get it out. I'll probably do multiple live streams to talk about those matches, just so that we actually touch on every game live. I want every game to have its own video right now. When it gets to the latter rounds, it's going to be a lot more difficult, of course, to manage things. But, I'm on it, man. I'm on it. So big up to Paul H. Nice to see you. Hey, Dom, proud Aussie here. I watched a USA versus Wales game and felt it was a game of 2 halves. USA bottled it, but Kiefer Moore made a difference in the second half. Indeed. And that's exactly how most of us feel in here. So, Super Strike. Dominic, what are your thoughts on Canada versus Belgium? Hoping for Canada win, obviously, but realistically, I just hope Canada gives a respectful performance. Well, I can't give that one away yet because I haven't put out that video. But look, it's going to take a lot for Canada to beat this Belgian team. Let's just summarize and say that right about now. So, James Harvey in the house, big up to you. Can't wait for the mighty Socceroos to better France tomorrow. That would be something, right? That would indeed be something. Remember, the Socceroos and Le Bleu played each other at the 2018 World Cup, where France won the game 2-1. Australia did equalize in that game, so it's not going to be a pushover whatsoever. So expect some twists, expect some turns. This World Cup is going to dish up some crazy results. We've seen some good games already. We've seen what Ecuador did against Qatar. We've seen England decimate Iran. We saw the Dutch come back late there, shifting gears late to pick up a good win against Senegal. And the USA missing out on picking up all 3 points today against Wales. So, let us talk a bit about the next games for these teams, right? Let's just touch on them briefly. For the USA, the next game is against England. And in terms of the USA, England, let's, you do a little thing, not, maybe we go live for the preview for that game. Maybe, I don't know. Let me see how I feel. I don't know yet. But in terms of the head-to-head, I want to talk a little head-to-head really quick. The USA versus England. Remember, the teams actually met at the World Cup in 2010. Let me just pull up that game so we have all the information right in front of our eyes right here. So I'm going to just read from my trusty source. Last time the USA played England, they lost 3-0 international friendly. Before that, 2010 World Cup, when Rob Green allowed that ball to slip through his hands, 1-1 draw. So the USA have only beaten England twice and picked up a draw once. And that World Cup draw was the only draw. 1993, a win in the US Cup, probably most likely a friendly. And they won against England back in 1950 at the FIFA World Cup. When the World Cup came back after the war, the USA did beat England. So they have two previous World Cup appearances, and they have not lost at the World Cup against England. So that's something, that the USA might want to look, play into their hands. And this is just maybe a way that we could actually do the previews going forward. And I am going to attempt to do a preview later with the France versus Australia game in this very, very fashion. So definitely you guys tune into it. Got a lot of work to do. I've been neglecting my friends and everything. And I've been focusing on talking to you guys about the World Cup, man. So make sure if you haven't yet, smash the thumbs up button to do so. We'll definitely appreciate it. Guys, we're baby stepping our way to 51K subs. Only about 20 subs away from there. And then we will work on 52 and more. You know what I mean? I think I got back in the mood of making videos again. Like I got really, really lazy, not discouraged, but just lazy. I got to keep it honest. So for the USA guys, what do they have coming up? They have Iran, right? And we talk about their record against Iran. USA against Iran. We're going to talk a little bit about that. They have met each other twice, and they have never beaten the Iranian team. Lost at the World Cup back in 1998 and joined an international friendly back in the year 2000. So, yeah, you got to get their act together, man. But one thing that's working for them is that World Cup record against England the World Cup record against England. So we talk about Wales. We switch to Wales, right? Let's switch to Wales. For Wales, their next game is against Iran. I'm going to give you the record Wales-Iran, right? Just give me 1 second. Let me just get my information. Head-to-head, Wales versus Iran. Have they ever met each other? Yeah, they have. And they have met once back in 1978 in an international friendly. Iran lost that game. It's insignificant. It's 1978 and now, but still it's history. Sometimes history work for you, could work against you as well. Wales versus England. I don't know. For some reason, I don't know. In my mind, I thought Wales had beaten England, right? For some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know why I thought Wales had beaten England at Euro 16, but the game was actually a win for England. Iceland is the team that actually beat England, and I don't know why I thought it was Wales. So, yeah, I didn't mention that when I predicted the whole World Cup, but yeah, do apologize for that. But Wales versus England. Guys, I just have a good feeling about the Wales team, man. I don't have anything against the USA, but I just feel like Wales are going to do well. So Wales and England have met on many occasions, right? Over 100 meetings. Let me do my math. 68 and 21. That's actually 89 and 14. 103 appearances between England and Wales. Dating all the way back to 1879. They have only beaten England 14 times, and there's been 21 draws, right? They used to play in the British Home Championship a long time ago. They should bring that back. That'll be a good tournament, right? I think that will be a very good tournament. So they played a couple World Cup qualifiers and things like that back in the days. But in modern football, Wales have not beaten England in this new millennium. They've lost every single game that they faced against England, including an international friendly back in 2020. So it's stacked up against Wales to get something from the England game. So best believe they would have to beat Iran. They have to beat Iran. So Drew Branch, as much as I have a soft spot for Wales, they are not going to make it. Bro, they could make it. They could make it. I'm giving you the stats. I'm giving you the permutations as well. Let's say Wales beat Iran, which I have a feeling they just might. You see what I mean? Iran are distracted right now, to be honest. They're distracted. The emotions are running wild with the whole political unrest in the country. And probably getting the better of them. Probably getting the best of Iran. So Wales beat Iran, they have 4 points. The USA would need to beat England, right? If they lose to England, they need to beat Iran and have a better goal difference than Wales, because all Wales would need to do is not lose badly to England. Think about it, and beat Iran. I think Wales are going through. The USA are going to show a lot of promise. They're going to look good at times, but they ain't going through, in my opinion. They're going to have to prove me wrong. They're going to have to make me have to come back here and apologize to them, because I don't think I really don't think they're going through. I don't. So, guys, as we look to land the plane on today's episode of the review show, I've done, how many reviews I've done today? This is actually my third review. The Senegal-Netherlands review was a bit short because I had to run. I had to go pick up my son from school, and it was urgent. I cut it very, very close. So in terms of the games coming up tomorrow, Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. Go watch the preview, check out and find out what I predicted for that. Denmark versus Tunisia, that video is out as well. I'm going to drop the Mexico-Poland in about an hour time. And then a little later tonight, a little late night stream, we're going to talk France-Australia. It should be daytime down in Australia. So hopefully the Aussies come out to support the team. You see what I mean? And then I'll be working on some other previews, because guess what? We have these 4 games coming up on Wednesday, right? We want to be ahead of things. We want to talk Morocco, Croatia, Germany, Japan. We're going to talk. I'm going to see if I could whip some things up for these matches. And then, or what I'll do, I'll pick the Canada-Belgium game to stream sometime during the day. And then I'll pick maybe the Croatia-Morocco game to stream as well. You see what I mean? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll stream 2 or 3 and do a video for 1, because to be honest, it's catching up to me. It's really catching up to me. But the time is really kicking my butt right now. And then we still have to do 4 more previews for the games on Thursdays, the first match day games, which is the most important to introduce the teams and all. Got to do 4 more. So it's a very daunting task right now, but it's Monday and these games on Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday. So we have some time, but you can't take that for granted. Time slip away very, very fast. For the Friday matches now, I could go in my car and I could talk my ass off about these games. I'll have my head-to-head right there, if there's any, and I could talk. I could say whatever and get those videos would be like, you know what I'm saying? It becomes easier. But, you know, I like the challenge. I relish the challenge indeed, man. So what else are you guys saying in the chat right about now? Drew Branch, I'm waiting for Brazil. 6 a.m. kickoff in Australia. Breakfast, Bears, and football, then off to work. You know, why on earth didn't Berhalter to play Gio Reyna? Maybe he's dealing with some injury. You never know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? And what else we got here? Guys, if you have anything else to add, please drop it in the chat. We're about to get up out of here. It was a fun one. You know, I have something, you know, fun that I want to do. I've been saving some of the World Cup things that I find, but it's so hard to keep up though. So we could do like a stream catching up to some of the craziness that's been happening and some of the big talking points and all of that. Like a World Cup and chill type stream, you know what I'm saying? So who knows? If I have time, I'll do something like that a bit later. So big up to Paul. Thank you very much for tuning in. 80 Boot is saying, don't sleep on Serbia. Super Strike, awesome for streaming the Canada versus Belgium game. I plan on watching the game. I don't know if I'm going to stream that game. I have work and I have my son for the rest of the days. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about that. I don't know about streaming. I can't do any more watch-alongs this week. I managed to do the Senegal, Netherlands, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about the watch-alongs, guys. Too many people are doing watch-alongs, man. But not enough people are doing like a review show like this, a preview show. You know, not enough people are talking about these games. But yeah, a lot of people are watching the games and then they're gone. You see what I mean? So yeah. But look, next week I could do watch-alongs on Mondays and Tuesdays, right? But what do we have next Monday? We have Cameroon, Serbia, Ghana, Portugal, Uruguay. Who knows, man? I might do something for the Portugal Uruguay. I don't know. I doubt. I doubt. The Brazil Switzerland game could be. And then the Tuesday for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Oh, we have the games at the same time. We're going to do a multi-stream. Iran, USA, and Wales, England. We'll definitely be doing that. I really don't like the way this World Cup is, man. Seriously. But these are the third matches. Yeah, that always happens. We're going to be doing a multi-stream for these games. We definitely will. We'll be doing a stream, I think, for both games because my wife is supposed to travel on that day. So we'll be streaming definitely on that Tuesday. But I'm back to work the Wednesday. And then I'm off. I'm off for sure, guys, on this day. This day when the round is no, I am not back. I'm back for the Monday right here. But as a matter of fact, I could stream this round of 16 match at 2 p.m. So I might be doing a lot of watch-alongs for the knockouts, the round of 16, the quarterfinals, the semis, you know, and so on. Maybe not guaranteed, but I'll try. I'll see what I could do. So big up to everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm just giving you an inside scoop of how my process is right now and what I'm dealing with. Maybe a little extra, but you guys didn't run away. So thank you. So USA won. Wales won. Big chance missed by the USA to pick up 3 points. But kudos to Wales for picking up 1 and keeping their World Cup hopes alive. So guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video if you haven't yet. Don't if you're watching a replay. Big up to you as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. So guys, from your boy Dom, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.